What if the protein aisle has been lying to you? What if the real protein powerhouses aren't shrink-wrapped in the meat section, but sitting in a seed packet you could plant this weekend? For decades, we've been told that real protein comes from animals, that plants are the side dish, the garnish, the thing you eat around the meat. But gram for gram, some of the most protein-dense foods on Earth aren't raised in a barn. They're grown in a backyard. Today, we're counting down 10 plants that rival or beat meat on protein. And the wild part is, plant most of these once, and they'll keep feeding you for years, sometimes decades, without you planting a single seed again. Stick around, because number 3 is a legume so nutritionally complete that in 1975, the U.S. National Academy of Sciences called it a supermarket on a stalk, and almost nobody outside a few tropical countries has ever eaten one. And number 1 is a seed the Incas carved into their tombs 3,000 years ago, and modern nutritionists are only now catching up to why. If you're into rediscovering food history that actually holds up under a microscope, hit subscribe, because that's exactly what we do here. Let's get into it. Archaeological evidence places chickpea domestication in the Fertile Crescent, roughly the border zone of modern Turkey and Syria, at around 10,000 years before present, making it one of the very first crops humans ever brought under cultivation. Assumption versus reality. People treat chickpeas as a modern hummus trend. They're actually one of humanity's oldest continuously farmed foods. This isn't a health food store invention, it's Neolithic agriculture. Dried chickpeas run around 19 to 20 grams of protein per 100 grams, and cooked chickpeas still deliver roughly 8 to 9 grams per 100 grams, genuinely on par with many everyday protein staples. They're not a complete protein on their own, they run a little low in methionine. But pair them with a grain like rice, and you close that gap entirely. They got sidelined in Western diets simply because canned beans got branded as poverty food for most of the 20th century, even while they were quietly one of the most efficient protein crops per acre in existence. Think of chickpeas as the protein source so old it predates the wheel. Have you ever actually grown a chickpea plant, or only ever opened the can? 9. Edamame/soybeans. The complete protein from a 7,000-year-old crop. Soybeans were domesticated in what is now northeastern China, with cultivation stretching back thousands of years before they ever reached a Western plate. Assumption versus reality. Most people assume plant protein automatically means incomplete protein. Soy is one of the rare exceptions. It delivers all 9 essential amino acids, which high nutrition researchers rank it alongside animal protein on amino acid completeness, even though its digestibility score sits slightly below meat's on detailed lab scoring. Fresh edamame delivers around 11 grams of protein per 100 grams, and it does so as a genuinely complete protein. Not just high protein, but structurally comparable to what you'd get from dairy or eggs. Edamame got dismissed in the West for decades simply because soy was mostly seen as animal feed, or an industrial oil crop, not a dinner-table food in its own right. Think of it as the bean that quietly matches meat's amino acid completeness while growing on a vine in your own garden bed. Would you grow a soybean plant just for the pods, or only buy it frozen? 8. Lentils. The Neolithic staple that still holds up lentils are considered one of the very earliest domesticated legumes, with archaeological finds at Neolithic sites in the Fertile Crescent placing their cultivation among humanity's first deliberate food crops, alongside wheat and barley. Assumption versus reality. People assume lentils are a lesser protein, filler, not fuel. But dried lentils run roughly 24 to 26 grams of protein per 100 grams, which by dry weight puts them in the same range as many raw cuts of meat. Cooked lentils absorb water and drop to about 9 grams per 100 grams. Still a meaningful protein source, just not the shock number the marketing implies. They're missing methionine in ideal amounts, so they're not a complete protein solo, but a lentil stew with rice, a combination older than written history, solves that instantly. Lentils got quietly demoted to pantry backup status once cheap industrial meat became the default in the mid-20th century, even though they'd fed entire civilizations for thousands of years before that. Think of it as the seed that was feeding cities before cities had walls. Have you ever grown lentils yourself, or only ever bought them dried? 7. Chia seeds. The Aztec endurance seed chia was cultivated in Mesoamerica as far back as roughly 3500 BCE, and it was significant enough to the Aztec Empire that conquered territories paid chia as tribute to their rulers. Assumption versus reality. Chia gets marketed today as a trendy smoothie add-in, like it was invented by a wellness influencer. In reality, Aztec and Maya warriors and messengers reportedly carried chia as a portable ration on long journeys, because a small handful delivered real caloric density.
Dried chia seeds contain about 16.5 grams of protein per 100 grams, and unlike most seeds, chia is considered a complete protein. It carries all 9 essential amino acids, just in smaller absolute amounts per serving than a steak. Chia nearly disappeared after Spanish colonization suppressed indigenous agricultural crops in favor of European staples, and it took until the 1990s health food movement for it to resurface commercially. Think of it as the ration bar of the Aztec Empire, repackaged today in a smoothie. Have you ever eaten chia seeds whole or only in gel form? 6. Pumpkin seeds. The Mesoamerican seed hiding in your jack-o'-lantern. Pumpkin and squash seeds have been part of the human diet in the Americas for over 7,000 years, prized by both Aztec and Maya civilizations long before European contact. Assumption versus reality. Most people throw pumpkin seeds in the trash along with the pulp. What they're discarding is one of the densest plant proteins available. Raw pumpkin seeds contain roughly 30 grams of protein per 100 grams, which is genuinely higher than most cuts of cooked meat by weight, and they carry a reasonably complete amino acid spread for a seed. They're rich in magnesium and zinc too, nutrients that matter for sleep and immune function, which is likely why traditional diets in the region didn't waste them. Pumpkin seeds got demoted to Halloween byproduct status in modern food culture, roasted as an afterthought rather than treated as a serious protein source. Think of it as the protein source most people compost by accident. Do you actually save and roast your pumpkin seeds, or toss them? 5. Quinoa, the grain NASA studied for space travel. Quinoa was a staple crop of the Inca civilization in the Andes, cultivated at altitudes above 13,000 feet, where few other food crops survive, and it was significant enough that Incan tradition referred to it as the mother grain. Assumption versus reality. People assume quinoa is just an expensive rice substitute. NASA researchers actually studied Chenopodium quinoa as a candidate crop for controlled ecological life support systems, the technology meant to grow food on long-duration space missions, specifically because of its complete amino acid profile and how efficiently it grows. Raw quinoa carries around 14 grams of protein per 100 grams, dropping to roughly 4 grams per 100 grams once cooked and hydrated. Modest compared to meat gram for gram, but it's one of the few plant foods that delivers all 9 essential amino acids on its own. No pairing required. Quinoa nearly vanished after Spanish colonizers suppressed it in the Andes for centuries, favoring European grains instead. It only re-entered global attention in the late 20th century. Think of it as the grain seriously considered for feeding astronauts, quietly growing in your raised bed instead. Would you trust a NASA-studied crop over your regular rice? 4. Hemp seeds. The sacred grain with the ideal fat ratio. Hemp cultivation stretches back thousands of years in China, where ancient agricultural writings listed among the country's most important grain crops, and the Greek historian Herodotus documented Scythian tribes using hemp extensively over 2,400 years ago. Assumption versus reality. Modern audiences hear hemp and think of the plant's more famous cousin. Hemp seeds contain no meaningful THC. They're a food crop, not a drug crop, and they were treated as agricultural staples for millennia before that stigma ever existed. Shelled hemp seeds deliver roughly 30 grams of protein per 100 grams, on par with or exceeding many cuts of meat, and they carry an omega-6 to omega-3 fat ratio that food scientists studying hemp products have measured at around 2.1 to 4.1. a range widely considered favorable for human health, compared to the far more skewed ratios in many modern diets. Hemp got legally and culturally sidelined for most of the 20th century. Once industrial hemp was swept into the same prohibition as its psychoactive relative, despite being agriculturally and chemically distinct. Think of it as one of the oldest grain crops on Earth, unfairly grounded for 100 years over a case of mistaken identity. Would you grow hemp as a food crop if the legal stigma weren't attached? 3. Winged beans, the supermarket on a stalk. In 1975, the U.S. National Academy of Sciences National Research Council published a landmark report on the winged bean, a tropical legume from Southeast Asia and Papua New Guinea, and the report's own language described it as a supermarket on a stalk for how many of its parts were edible at once. Assumption versus reality. Most gardeners have never heard of this plant and assume any legume with that kind of reputation must have been a marketing exaggeration. It wasn't. Winged bean seeds run up to roughly 34 to 35 grams of protein per 100 grams, a figure that rivals soybeans and genuinely exceeds most cuts of meat by dry weight. And unlike a soybean plant, nearly every part of the winged bean is edible. Pods, leaves, flowers, seeds, and starchy, protein-rich tuberous roots.
2. Moringa. The tree that keeps producing for years. Moringa has been cultivated in South Asia for thousands of years and holds a documented place in traditional Ayurvedic medicine. Today, it's also used internationally in famine and malnutrition relief programs because of how much nutrition its leaves pack into so little mass. Assumption versus reality. People hear miracle tree and assume marketing hype. But moringa is one of the few plant sources that delivers a genuinely strong protein density from its leaves. Fresh leaves run around 9 grams of protein per 100 grams, while dried moringa leaf powder concentrates that up to roughly 25 to 30 grams of protein per 100 grams, squarely in meat territory, while also containing all 9 essential amino acids, a very unusual trait for a leafy plant. Here's the part that fits this video's whole premise. Moringa is a tree. Plant one, and within about 8 months, you can begin harvesting leaves. After that, you prune it, and it keeps regenerating new growth for years, potentially decades, with minimal water once established. Moringa never caught on outside tropical regions, partly because dried leaf powder doesn't photograph or market the way a steak does, and partly because Western nutrition science simply didn't study leafy tree crops with the same intensity as commodity grains until relatively recently. Think of it as a protein source you plant exactly once and then prune for the rest of its life. Would you dedicate yard space to a tree instead of a vegetable bed? 1. Sacha inchi. The Amazon vine carved into Inca tombs, Sacha inchi, sometimes called the Inca peanut, is a perennial climbing vine native to the Peruvian Amazon, and archaeologists have found it depicted in ceramics from Inca-era tombs dating back roughly 3,000 years, physical evidence that pre-Columbian cultures valued this plant enough to immortalize it. Assumption versus reality. Almost nobody outside South America and the recent superfood market has heard of this plant, so it's easy to assume it's a modern marketing invention. It isn't. Its name comes from Quechua, the Incan language, where sacha means wild and inchi means peanut, a name that predates any supplement industry by centuries. The seeds contain roughly 26 to 27 grams of protein per 100 grams, which is higher than most tree nuts and comparable to many cuts of meat. And they carry a genuinely well-rounded essential amino acid profile alongside one of the highest plant-based omega-3 concentrations known. And this is the plant that most completely embodies this whole video's premise. It's a perennial vine. Grow it once on a trellis in a warm climate, and it keeps producing star-shaped seed pods year after year without replanting. Sacha inchi stayed almost entirely unknown outside the Amazon basin until the last couple of decades, when export markets and nutrition researchers finally started paying attention to a crop indigenous Amazonian communities had already relied on for millennia. Think of it as a 3,000-year-old protein source that the rest of the world is only just discovering. Had you ever heard of Sacha Inchi before today? Let's run it back. Chickpeas, the 10,000-year-old protein bank. Edamame, the complete protein from ancient China. Lentils, the Neolithic staple that still holds up. Chia seeds, the Aztec endurance ration. Pumpkin seeds, the protein most people compost by accident. Quinoa, the grain NASA studied for space. Hemp seeds, the sacred grain unfairly grounded for a century. Winged beans, the supermarket on a stalk. Moringa, the tree you plant once and prune for decades. And Sacha Inchi, the Amazon vine carved into Inca tombs 3,000 years ago. What ties all 10 together isn't just protein content, it's that every single one of these plants sustained real civilizations, long before a lab measured a single amino acid. Modern nutrition science isn't discovering these foods. It's just finally catching up to what agricultural history already proved. If you made it this far, you now know 10 plant proteins that genuinely rival meat, and most of them you plant once and harvest for years. If this shifted how you think about your backyard, smash that like button. It genuinely helps this reach more people. Drop a comment. Which one surprised you more, Moringa or Sacha Inchi? I read every single one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and turn on notifications, because we're doing this every week. Share this with the one person in your life who's always talking about going self-sufficient. They need to see number one. The most efficient protein source you'll ever find might not be raised on a farm. It might just be growing on a trellis in your own backyard, waiting for you to notice it.